I want to know, how'd you start getting into DJing? Just hop right in.
All right. Well, hop right in. So basically, I was lucky enough in high school that my friends and I threw parties at my friend's house. Like my friend's mom allowed it for the time being. So we basically just started throwing parties, and like we're thinking about like, all right, how do we make his basement look cooler? And my brother, who's older, went to Syracuse, so I had a little experience like in a frat house.
Yeah.
So we literally turned his basement into a frat house and like put like a DJ booth, lights, lasers, smoke machine, like the whole 9 yards. Like honestly, just out of control for a basement.
Yeah, and high school too.
Yeah, in high school. And it basically came to the point where like we were like, oh, we need better music. So I was like, okay, I'll just start DJing, and that's how it started.
That is kind of sick. So, did you like music before that, or like what? What was like? What decided you to be DJ over the other kids? Oh my gosh, Lucy! This freaking dog chooses to go here, downstairs, upstairs.
Should I just keep talking?
Nah, I mean, you can say hi, Lucy. She's so challenging. She really likes to make everything.
A lot of dogs are.
Gosh. Yeah, you should know. Did your mom bring him to your house?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got a lot of dogs at
You
my
got a
house.
lot of dogs coming in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made it decided you to be the
okay.
DJ?
So basically, I just liked music a lot, and I was always like the Spotify playlist guy, the SoundCloud playlist guy. And my first like actual like I guess you would call it gig DJing was my other friend in high school had a party, and we once again just realized how important music was to like the whole aspect of the party. So I went through and made a Spotify playlist like chronologically. So like the beginning songs were like kind of hype, blah blah blah, and then build up over the night. So like, I guess that was like really my first time like building a set and like really like going to that aspect of it. But then my friend just bought a DJ board. I started downloading some stuff on SoundCloud, and the rest is history.
Yeah, dude, it is really, people don't realize, like, because when we have DJs and they're like, oh, this song's a bop, and then they play it, but it's not in order with another song, it just flops.
That's like a lot of people, I honestly just rate DJs, not like really about exactly what songs they play, but it like the course of their set, like how good they are at how good they are at like drawing the crowd in and like releasing a little bit when they need to after they've been going hard for too long or something like that. So like especially like these really long sets, like the house music sets, they can be like 4 hours sometimes.
That's wild.
Yeah, so like it's not like you're really remembering a single song from the 4 hours, like for like an exact moment or whatever. So it's really about like the overall feel and like everything. And like that also has a lot to do with like atmosphere, like lights and everything. So I got into that a little bit.
Yeah. So do you plan the lights too?
I do. Like I thought that was like I just love lights, bro. I don't know why. I think the help like it's like a night and day difference in my opinion between like a place that has good lights and a place that doesn't have good lights. So like I have like a software that goes through and analyzes my songs like exactly like the DJ software does, and it links it up exactly to the lights, and I can also go back through and customize it.
So you bring your lights, like say if you're going, so you have to bring your own lights, or do these places have their?
I only used my experience from lights came from being in a frat, and like I turned my frat house into like club level lighting, which I was very proud of. But now
I'm gonna have to get your sheet on that.
Yeah. I was honestly thinking about making a YouTube video, just being like how to be a frat DJ and just like all the secrets that I've gotten from over the years.
That could work a lot, and you put like the links to the stuff
right like
at the bottom. I mean, I'd watch.
It's honestly a lot easier, and like it's not too complicated. Like as long as you're good at computers and everything, it's just like another computer software, like GarageBand or like iMovie or like whatever.
Yeah, I don't get that shit. I'm so anti-tech. I'm so bad with it.
I'm just lucky. I'm good at computers, I think. Like I've just used them a lot, and like over the years, like I've just like gotten a lot of tricks, and especially on Mac, it's like a home field advantage for me, honestly.
That's fair. So these places, so your computer system software just links up with the people's lights.
Yeah. So if I go play at like a club or something, they usually have their own like lighting guy and everything, but I have like my own lighting software and everything for like the smaller gigs, or as I said, like I don't know if I said it yet, but I just graduated college, and I was doing a lot of DJing at my frat house there. So that's really where I learned how to do all the lights and everything. And I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but I'm coming out with a new set that I had to do a lot of like lighting stuff for. So I think it's just a very interesting way to stand out a little bit, especially on a college campus or like doing live sets or stuff like that. Like lights really just elevates it to the next professional level, in my opinion.
I mean, we could just take this room and you could play music and everyone would just be standing.
Yeah, like exactly. Like these lights are one thing, but imagine if there was bumping lights perfectly to the music, some lasers, a smoke machine.
Maybe I should add that to the show.
Yeah, for the intro.
Just for the entire thing. Yeah. It links up with our words.
I would watch that podcast.
That would be wild. But so how do you choose to put songs, because you're like more EDM DJ, right?
Yeah, I do like house music and EDM.
Yeah, so how do you do you make your own beats? Like how do you go about doing this? Because I have no knowledge of DJing. I don't get how it works. Like I struggle with Spotify, so
I'll try to explain it the best I can, like somewhat visually. But you know how there's DJ boards are usually rectangular, like a rectangle, and then there's two circles on the DJ board.
Yeah.
And those just represent like one track and another track that you're playing.
So like two songs.
Yeah, like two songs. So what DJs do is they'll take one song and mix it into another song, and all the buttons and all the random knobs on there are like little tricks, little effects, like taking out the bass of one song. It's just stuff like that that you use to mix them together and like make it sound good together.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I didn't know the knobs, because so the DJ board gives you the power just to mess with the engineering of the song.
Yeah, it's depends what board you have. It gets more advanced as like the boards go on. But you can like just add effects to it. Like for example, you could echo out of one song as you're going to another song, or something like that. You can also use it to like slice up the beat and cut it and like loop a certain little part of it to add like a suspense or like a build up or something like that. But that just all comes with like experience, and like everyone has like their own taste on how much the DJ to interfere with the track and like the music that's playing.
Fair.
And it goes a lot by like genre also, surprisingly. So like a hip hop DJ that you would see does a lot of like scratching, like he's on the mic a lot trying to hype people up. And then like other DJs like trance DJs and house DJs and techno DJs, it's very minimal work on the DJ board really, because they let the music do the talking. And they like don't talk over the mic really at all. It's tying back into it. They're trying to create like a vibe, like an atmosphere for like that hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, rather than interfere with the music too much.
I like that.
Yeah.
So does most of your work go in before the set, or is it on the fly?
Depends really the event that I'm doing, or like what I'm planning, or like what kind of groove I'm in really. But I usually just sit with like a stockpile of like about 250 songs that like that's like really nothing. I have like 25,000 on my hard drive.
Do you know them all?
Yeah, from over the years.
Yeah,
like most of them.
Yeah,
but I have like 250 songs that I like know like the back of my hand, that like I know exactly this part, that part, like how one sounds with another. So I have like a stockpile of like 250 songs that I work with, and that's like always updating and changing depending on new music. But like for like the sets that I do, like the big ones and like the planned events and everything, takes hours and hours and hours and hours beforehand compared to like 30 minutes of playing.
Yeah.
Like for example, the new set I have coming out is 23 minutes long.
Okay.
And it took me like 2 months at least to put together.
How'd you even start with that?
I just decided so basically I decided like I was leaving Syracuse, and it was my first step into the professional world of DJing and everything. So I needed to come out with something that was professional, honestly, like the easy way to put it, like something that would like turn people's heads a little bit, get a little attention. So I tried to do something like a little out there, a little audacious, and that included like I ventured into the world of like cameras and like into the world of drones and everything, stuff that I don't know about at all.
Yeah.
Just to shoot this like one set. But like at least now, like moving forward, I have all that knowledge.
Yeah, that's sick. Cool. So for this set, did you have one song that you're like, I want this in it, and like base everything else around it?
Yeah, I usually start with the intro song.
Okay.
Because I think the intro, like especially nowadays, especially if you're doing like a 30-minute mix, you need to get people's attention immediately.
Yeah.
So I spend most of the time, like most of my inspiration, most of my brainstorming starts from the first song of the set, and then I just build from there.
Okay.
I'll get like, for example, this last set, I think I had like once again like 250 songs or something, and I picked the best 15 or 20 and then put it into this mix.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So, how does it? What software do you use to mix them? Like, do you do it on the fly? Like, you know what you're gonna play and you just put the track up next, or do you have just like a set? This is my 30-minute set, and I'm just gonna play it and let it go and just bob.
The beautiful thing about DJing is you can really do either, and I do a lot of work beforehand in Ableton. Like, I try to make some of my own mashups, like because that's what like other DJs won't have that, and that's like what sets you apart is like the stuff that you're able to make and you don't release and you don't send out to anybody. So like I always try to find songs that like I love, like instrumentals that I love and stuff like that, and then put like really well-known vocals or acapellas above them, because that's how you like you make the link between like recognizable and like what people want to hear and everything, and then like the actual like good music behind it is like what they need to hear.
Yeah, I like that a lot, because what I've been noticing is there's been a cross between country music and rap. I don't know if you've heard some of these songs.
I think it's funny, dude.
Yeah, they're good, but that's the best part. Like, jazz came from a bunch of, I don't know what music it came from, but it was because
I believe French opera inspired jazz, actually.
Is that
Claude
what it is?
Debussy. Yes, I just learned about that.
That's nice. That's sick. Yeah, but it comes and then they mix together and it forms something new. And I really like that new formation of things. I think it's just like, it's reminding me of like Elements.
Yeah, that happens in music all the time, dude. Like, for example, you started being like, oh, like you're an EDM DJ. But the thing is, EDM, there's one video that I show everybody on YouTube where it says like EDM, then it branches off into 120 subgenres of EDM, where there's like house, tech house, bass house, melodic house, like you can name them. And that's like honestly like a huge differentiator between like DJs and music heads versus like the average person. We'll call it EDM.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like the music people, there's like 120 different subgenres to like exactly name the type of song that you're listening to. And those subgenres mix all the time, and they like make new genres, and that's like really how house music has been developing for the past few years.
Yeah, that makes sense though. Like, you can't take a step, like you can't get housey. I don't know where house EDM came from.
Yeah.
But before the precursor, you know, like you combine 1 and 2 to get 3, and then use 3.
Yeah, with another combination.
Exactly.
And that's like pretty much how music has worked like forever.
So cool.
Almost. Yeah.
It's so cool. It just keeps working off each other. It's kind of just like a long story.
Yeah, dude, and especially with technology recently, it's like let even idiots like me, like I know how to make music even. Like I can't play the piano. I don't know too much about music theory, but like I'm still able to do it, which I think is awesome. And it really helps like people like branch out on their creative side compared to like back in the day. Like dude, Beethoven was the famous one. Like no one's touching Beethoven. He's so famous. Like he went to, I don't know exactly, but he probably went to schooling, blah, 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 like whatever it is. But nowadays, like, dude, all it takes is one song and like anyone can do it nowadays.
That is the best part about technology, because same with this shit. Like there used to be only Johnny Carson or like these late night hosts that would have their spot, and all these people, these comedians would be fighting for that spot. And dude, there's only one spot.
I was just thinking about that. Like the Rolling Stones, even back in the day, I was just thinking of them because my dad has a Mick Jagger photo in his room. Dude, they didn't have an Instagram. Like they were so famous and they didn't even have Instagram clout. So like
wild.
It's wild like how it went back in the day. Like I guess like the photos of them were just released through like press releases and magazines and everything. And like
that's how they blew up.
Yeah, that's how they blew up, I guess.
Now everyone has a phone, everyone has social media, and anyone can come from nothing. Like I get random podcasts on my feed. I'm like, these guys are pretty funny.
Dude, like that's what I'm saying. Like everyone is able. Technology has let us like branch out on a creative side. Like we're here in your basement recording a podcast. Like it's really crazy. Like
we wouldn't have been able to do this in any other time.
Dude, even like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure Like, dude, Joe Rogan podcast episode 1. Have you ever seen
yeah,
it?
it's hilarious.
It's like on a webcam.
Yeah,
like
he's has like snowflakes
Yeah.
coming down. I'm like,
dude,
this
like
is shit.
I'm a huge advocate of like you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that's like for DJing even like it starts with like one set, dude. Like get one set done with, then set number 2. It's all about like baby steps and like for you like you're on episode 41 now, right?
Yeah, you're 41.
Yeah. So imagine episode 100. You can't get to episode 100 without doing 1 through 99 first.
It bothers